there's no way. I'm already so still burning. So hold me close now, baby. I do what I'm told, still learning to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line, yeah. You got me shifting the paradigm, no longer wishing, you're my lucky strike. Love the way you ride, look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, yeah. We could roll the dice, act like you're surprised, but you already know. Oh yeah, got lucky overnight. Jackpot when I got the invite. Let me wrap my arms around you, cause I can't go home without you. And my heart just vibe with you, babe. Wanna go sky high with you, babe. Gotta bring you close to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. Cooler than cold, I'm all in. So load up the dice, so heavy. The way that you roll, I'm falling. So I never fall, I'm ready to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line, yeah. You got me shifting the paradigm, no longer wishing, you're my lucky strike, yeah. Love the way you ride, look into my eyes, say you're ready to go.
Oh, folks, you know you're in for a treat when you hear that tune, because it's time for another week of the RecPoker Podcast. I say another week, but we do these twice a week now. This is the Chats edition of the podcast. You're going to hear an interview with the one and only Sammie G, the real Sammie G, the fake Sammie G. We'll get into that later. But before we do, I have to thank our sponsors, the Running Aces Hotel, Racetrack, and Casino, and Mark Prashant over at website AMP. The reason our sponsors are so important is because here at RecPoker, we're a largely volunteer-based organization. Most of our stuff is free. We just passed a huge milestone. We got our 1,000th community member. That's 1,000 people signing up to do some of our free stuff here at RecPoker, the podcast, the Discord, the forums, the home games, the free videos on YouTube. There's just so much cool stuff we do here that's free. I am so excited that we got 1,000 people signed up to join RecPoker. There could not be a nicer Christmas present under the tree for me and for the other Wrecking Crew members here. So thank you to all 1,000 of you. You all get to share 1,000th of that thanks, but it goes a long way from a guy with a big heart. And I just could not be more pleased about that. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays to everybody that's out there. This episode is going to come out on Friday, December 23rd. So you got a few more days of stocking stuffers and last minute wrapping and getting all the cards signed. And those will have to be hand delivered at this point, I think. No sense getting them in the mail now. But I do want to just wish all our listeners a very happy holiday and a wonderful end to a year. This has been a year. 2022 has been a year. That is an objectively true fact. I cannot wait to see what 2023 has in store. Starting with, I was going to say, well, we actually already have member 1001. Kid in college is his handle. Kevin from the Minister of Hype on Twitter, who just missed it by one. He wanted to be sign up number 1000, but he's number 1001. So thanks for joining, Kevin. And I'm excited to be getting to know you a little better here at Rec Poker. Okay, that was kind of a rambly start here. What do you think, Chris? Have I already just derailed the show
I was just
completely?
gonna say, so even if Phil follows through on his threat and cancels his membership, then we still over 1,000.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, take that, Phil, with all your wholesome support. Phil, thank you for your support. I want to. We're seeing some fun comments in the chat already. If folks don't know, if you're listening to this at home, we get together and have fun like this every Monday night on YouTube at 7:30 Eastern. So thank you, Josh and Phil, for your comments so far. I will say, don't come next Monday on Boxing Day, which is what we call it in Canada, on the 26th of December. We're not going to have a show. Everyone's going to be spending time with their families and loved ones. So I'm excited to say we've already recorded an interview with Nick Howard that's going to come out on December 30th. And I think people are really going to enjoy that. We had a great conversation about a number of things. We got to meet a new Wrecking Crew member. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in that interview. Like I say, tonight we're going to talk to Sammie G. We're going to talk about poker in Florida. We're going to talk about what it's like around Christmas time when your last name is Gruber. We're going to talk about the home game results, and a reminder that if you're watching here live, tonight is the make-up Tournament of Champions for November, because we had a server maintenance issue at PokerStars last week. So the asterisk is in full effect. The tournament tonight will be the official Tournament of Champions for November, and you don't want to miss that if you haven't had a chance to sign up yet. Okay. So I was so excited about member 1000 that I completely derailed my opening track here. But if you don't know what Rec Poker is about, we're a largely enthusiastic group of poker lovers. We like to study together. We play against each other. We commiserate together. We celebrate each other's wins. We do it all trying to get better at this game because we play it for fun, but it's more fun when you win. You hear my voice a lot on the podcast. My name's Jim Reed. I'm Bluffsterini in the home game and at RecPoker Jim on Twitter. But I'm just the guy they give the mic on Mondays. It takes a wrecking crew to make the magic happen here at Rec Poker. And I'd like to introduce you to a number of the Wrecking Crew members right here tonight. You can go to rec.poker/crew if you want to find out more about them, or you can just listen up because you're about to meet them in order of first name alphabetic order.
Now that Jim's done with his tangents.
Yeah, it took a while this time.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It was all relevant stuff. I will say, I think Boxing Day is the same worldwide. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's just different in Canada or what the deal is there, but
oh, right. I don't know.
I think it's the same everywhere.
We'll find out. We're going to find out tonight. Impromptu quiz. So if you're in the YouTube chat and also on the panel here, is Boxing Day a thing where you are? Just type that in, and then we'll use that as a precursor to get off to the food bank prize at the end. But Ben Enslow, what's your name and where can people find you?
I'm BJamin96 on Twitch mostly is where you can find me, and soon to be on YouTube. We got it starting to get it set up now, so exciting things to come. So go give me a follow on or sub, whatever they call it on YouTube. I guess it's sub on YouTube. And I'm East Coast Bitter in the home game.
And I'm Chris Jones. It's hard to follow all this threads, but I'm Chris Jones. You can find me 5b5 on Twitter or 5x5 in the PokerStars home game.
And I'm John Somsky. I'm Poker Geek MN everywhere. And I never heard of Boxing Day until I was like in my 20s.
And I'm Rob Washam, and I'm Radman50 everywhere. And to me, it's the day after Christmas.
Yep. That's how we grew up. Boxing Day. I remember learning when I was a kid that it was because you like took your all the boxes, you would return things to the stores. It was like the day that people took things back, so you needed the boxes. If anyone knows what the actual box reference in Boxing Day is about, it's not about boxing. As far as I understand, there's nothing fisticuff related about it. We're not, no, exactly, Rob. You've got some good moves there, Rob. I like that. But yeah, Boxing Day. I see we're just being joined here by Joe Coolis, the newest member of the Wrecking Crew. Why don't you say hello, Joe, and tell folks how they can get to know you in the home game.
My name is Joe Coolis. You can come and take my chips in the home game pretty easily at Elvita 11 is my home game nombre.
Well, thanks for coming on. You get used to hearing from Joe, folks. Joe was in the room for our interview with Nick Howard that's going to come out next week and add some great insights into that conversation and many to come. I'm excited to welcome him onto the Wrecking Crew and to crack open that big brain of yours, Joe. I can't wait to see what's in there when it comes to poker and other things beyond. So I think this is normally the part of the show where we would introduce our guest. The fake Sammie G, the real Sammie G, Samantha Gruber. Like I said at the top of the show, I think, although this went off the rails so fast, I don't even remember what's real and what's not anymore. She was playing down in the WPT Ladies event, got a chance to rail Jamie Kerstetter, and wasn't able to make the show tonight because she's driving on her way home. So Sammie, I hope you're driving home safe, and we'll get a chance to listen to that interview at the end of the week like everybody else. So we'll just give our little cue to Renz and Roger Schutte. This is the time where you could enter that interview, and then we'll just pause here for a moment and pick it up on the other side with John Somsky taking us through some latest home game results. Wow, another banger. Sometimes I think these interviews that we don't have are among our best. That one just really she's such a character, that Sammie G. I was so surprised. Some of those stories that growing up in Vero Beach really shocked me. What about you guys?
You really nailed the audio cues there, Jim. I must say, really killed it there.
Far fewer mistakes than normal. Far fewer.
Well, that leaves a lot of room to run, because that starts off at a pretty long list. So that's not quite the compliment that people might think it is. So I'm looking forward to hearing that interview with Sammie. She and I got a chance to play in the WSOP tag team event, not as teammates. I was playing with phenomenal human George Sanford, and I believe Sammie was playing with her dad, but we were playing at the same table, and we got to trade a few pots back and forth. And yeah, she's a great poker player, and from all accounts, a wonderful human as well. So I'm looking forward to getting to know her a little better on the show. It's true that she comes from a town in Florida that I used to spend a lot of time when I was younger called Vero Beach, and it's got what I, as a child, considered to be the greatest bookstore in the world. Would spend a lot of time there, and so I'm saying in advance that was a fun interview with Sammie. So why don't folks start typing the words food bank into the chat here, and then when John Somsky finishes up the home game results from the last week, we can get into the prize and see if anyone on the Wrecking Crew here has something they'd like to add about what's coming up and our farewell messages for the little that is left of 2022.
Well, for those of you new to RecPoker or living under a rock, RecPoker has over 40 free-to-play home game tournaments each month. The first Wednesday of each month is the No Limit Hold'em series with a Player of the Year points race. The second Wednesday is a mixed game series, also with a Player of the Year points race. Every other day of the month has one or more daily series events, including a monthly Tournament of Champions. If you want to compete in the toughest online play money games around and have a chance to earn coveted RecPoker pins, you can join the RecPoker PokerStars Community Home Game Club. Check out rec.poker website for more information about how to join and all of the tournaments available. Also, make sure to update the extra tab in your RecPoker profile if you want to have your real name announced when you win a tournament. All right, so now we are on to the games. The first thing I should be announcing is the winner of the TOC, but the Tournament of Champions was, as Jim mentioned earlier, delayed and is going to be played tonight, so I will give you that information next week. But we do have a mixed game championship series, and on December 14th, Be the Kid Brian Morey won his first mixed game event of the year.
And I think didn't Brian win his first No Limit Hold'em game the week before?
Exactly. He decided he wanted to make it to the Tournament of Champions for both of those, just under the wire, winning both events for our point series in December.
Wow, that's amazing. Hats off to you, Brian. Well done. That's very impressive.
And then we have Evil Roy CA got his 24th 11th nightly victory for the year and his 45th victory lifetime. So he's now only 5 away and tied with Doug Drabeck to be the first in one to the coveted 50 wins. Keto Man 335, Kian Tavakoli got his 2nd nightly victory for the year. Black Spruce EV got his or her first nightly victory for the year.
Right on. Way to go, Black Spruce.
K-Poker Wannabe Ron Payton got his 3rd nightly victory for the year. Mudslinger 1942 Jack Pastel got his 4th nightly victory for the year. And Swedish Fishy Lars got his 4th nightly victory for the year. And then, not to be outdone, K-Poker Wannabe Ron Payton came back and won a 2nd event. He won the mixed practice event this week for his 2nd for the year. Shark Slater 21 Lucky Hawes won the 9 a.m. international event or 8 a.m. Central Time.
We got him, guys. We got him on Eastern Time. Yeah, we got him.
And then Keto Man 335 Kian Tavakoli also won the later. I'm not even going to say the time. International.
It's on the calendar.
For his first international event for the year. And then John Lancer won the LPP event, so he can contact Jim at rec.poker for his free month at Learn Pro Poker.
That's
but
right.
Not to be finished yet, because we also had the Heads Up event, which I signed up for and forgot was going on. So whoever got me as an opponent, you are congratulated for your bye victory against me. But B-Chip Charles Allen took down the Heads Up series.
Nice.
And has earned his way into Marek Madness when we hold that in March.
Couldn't happen to a better guy. Charles has been getting more and more involved. He's been a premium member for a while, but he's been really getting involved in the Fun Country online play and hang. I've seen him hanging out on Tuesday nights. He's been in a couple strategy sessions, so it doesn't surprise me at all. It goes to show these folks that get more involved, you start thinking about poker more actively, using those different parts of your brain to think about it. It has an effect. You will understand poker better. You will become a better poker player. So congratulations to Charles. No surprises there.
Just wanted to say Brian Morey, Taylor Moss, John Somsky, and myself, not to mention Doug Drabeck, are all OGs from our Founding Fathers home game. And that's where I first met Brian and Taylor. So they're both, killing it right now. And of course, Doug Drabeck. And that's where I first met Doug Drabeck, was at our Founding Fathers home game. So there's definitely some OGs and some crushers coming out of that home game.
I'm not surprised. Steve won the Player of the Year and the championship last year. I don't know if he's playing as much poker this year since he started all these new exciting ventures that he's working on. But it just goes to show, that's a strong group that you guys started. What was the name of that home game club again, Rob?
He called it the Epic League.
The Epic League. That's right.
Yes.
Well, it's had quite a legacy.
Yeah.
Steve Fredland,
definitely.
if you're listening, your legacy continues. Congratulations.
Yeah, you had a lot of great players and me.
John. Oh, you can always count on John.
He's so self-deprecating, isn't he?
He really is. He really is.
You're supposed to leave those for us, John. We're supposed to come up with those.
You were a little too slow.
Yeah, that's right. We left a void. Well, I know Chris has taken over die rolling duties because of the great controversy of rolling ones all the time. So while he's preparing himself for that, I just want to scroll through some of these YouTube comments. So we got a few different opinions about Boxing Day. So that's something that people can go look up. Apparently, it's a British tradition. It's where you take your Christmas boxing to the trash bin, says John. That makes a lot of sense. He's like, you debox. It's a deboxing day. Okay, I like that. Phil really liked our interview with Sammie. That doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, Evil Roy Slade. I agree. I loved that story that she told from the ladies' event. I was surprised that you could even bring knives into the casino, but it goes to show that's you learn something new every day. Well, nice to see Mary here in the chat as well. Welcome, Mary. I'm glad you could make the show tonight. Yeah, Phil, you've got your special show coming up on the 26th. Of course, you don't want to miss that.
Yeah, that's the Phil. That's the Phil special, right?
The Phil special.
We've got all kinds of special guests, and
I say we bring him on.
Yeah,
I say we bring him on.
Yeah, no, just sit there, wait. We might you never know when people will show up, so it might take us a little while, but just sit back and just join us. That's gonna be a real special evening.
That was just for you, Phil. Sometimes it does take a while to load for everyone to get in there. So if it's been 2 hours, am I still just going to sit here waiting? No, we're coming.
It's going to be worth
waiting.
it. It's definitely going to be worth it.
Yeah, it's just like 90% of poker players, they quit just before they'd make their big break. It's tragic. It's a tragic stat about poker players, but it's kind of true here. You don't want to give up just before we would have you on the special show there, just for fun, Phil. Michael Miller, thanks for joining us tonight. I was also looking forward to talking to Sammie tonight. Please do enter your questions into the chat here. I'll make sure to bring them up with Sammie later in the week. Or you can email me, Michael, if you like, jim@rec.poker, and send me any questions you like, and I'll make sure that Sammie knows that it was Michael Miller that asking them. So please don't be shy about that. Evil Roy Slade brings up a great point here. John, we're not going to let you get away with avoiding the asterisk here. So the reason that we have to do the makeup Tournament of Champions tonight is because last week we had PokerStars server maintenance issues that derailed the real Tournament of Champions and turned it into an asterisk Tournament of Champions that John won. Now, John, you won that tournament, right? I mean, it started, it played, you won it.
Well, yeah, that was I said I was going to win it so that we didn't need to count it. So that was kind of the whole point. And, I've never won a silver pin. Therefore, the fact that I won it means it couldn't have been a real silver pin. And, just right there.
But my first silver pin, I won in very similar circumstances. And I've carved an asterisk into the back of it, but you and the rest of the wrecking crew will pry it from my cold, dead hands, John. My cold, dead hands. And
well, yeah, you deserve a special pin like that, Jim.
I keep advocating that we need an actual asterisk pin. That we just that's the most coveted of pins. Like how it's so hard to win.
That's actually a really fun idea, Chris. We should see what we can come up with that. All right. Well, just as long as you know, John, according to Evil Roy Slade and I, you'll always be the asterisk silver pin winner of the November Tournament of Champions. That's part of your enduring legacy now.
It's not recorded on the site anywhere.
Well,
there's
you're in charge of that stuff. You're in charge of all that.
That's the official record.
Phil Razor says the Heads Up Shootout tournament was a banger. And I agree. I actually got my day job. I had a freaking meeting in the morning that ran late. I couldn't even play in it this quarter, but that is a really fun one. And Phil came in second. He got bamboozled again. And let me see. Did the free roll run at end of league? Dave, I'm not even sure what that refers to. Type in some clarification there, and I'll make sure that we get to that one. Phil says he's getting a haircut for next week's show. Yeah, Rob.
Are you saying that Phil got poker starred, as people call it?
I think that is. Yes.
I've heard people call it poker. They got poker starred.
Joker starred. I think it's Joker starred. Joker starred.
Yep. There's a few Rec Poker members on Twitter that are always going on about getting poker starred too, and Mark and a couple of those guys as well.
Yeah, Mark specifically, yes.
Phil says he's getting a haircut for next week's show. Phil, I would rent a tux. I would go put some serious money down on a tux, do it up nice, get one of those like light blue ones with the orange frill in the middle.
Yeah, you want to look good for a Boxing Day episode.
Yeah, you want to be on your best for that one for sure. Jim Gibson says Joe's shirt is awesome. Something tells me that there's a Purdue reference there. I know. Yeah, he's not the only one. Look at Rob's shirt. How great is that? Dude, this is the kind of stuff people miss out on when they're just listening to the audio version. You got to come check this out on YouTube.
For our audio listeners, Rob is wearing a Grinch shirt.
That's right. And Taylor's not even here to appreciate it.
And speaking of Taylor, though, I do think we should, as much as I don't want to do it, we should also acknowledge his double victory, which
truly, this is true. That I did overlook that for the second week in a row.
That is, yeah. I'm so sorry to hear that.
So Taylor Moss did, in fact, win both of the Player of the Year points races. So he came in number 1 in the No Limit Hold'em Championship Series and number 1 in the Mixed Game Championship Series.
Very impressive.
Really outstanding.
And if someone doesn't do better next year, I think we might just need to burn the whole thing to the ground.
You know, what's amazing is in December of last year or January, like a year ago, Taylor called that shot. He said, this is going to be the year I'm going to win the No Limit Hold'em Player of the Year race and the Mixed Game Player of the Year race. And over the course of the next 12 monthly tournaments, that's exactly what he did. And it was no gimme. Rob, you were chasing his butt in the No Limit Hold'em one. I know Phil Fuhrer was right behind him for the Mixed Game one. Although, Taylor, I will say, Phil didn't play every month. So, I don't know if we have to adjust this to a per turn. No, of course we can't.
Phil did miss 2 months, and he was leading up until November. It was November's win that put Taylor back in the lead for the Mixed Game Championship.
Wow.
So it came right down to the wire, and had he shown up, who knows, he may have been able to take it away from Taylor.
Oh, this comment from Josh Campbell. If I study really, really hard, play every possible tournament, I still won't have a chance to beat Taylor. Well, never say never, Josh, but Taylor is a very sharp player. No doubt about it. And he's one of the Wrecking Crew members that offers coaching here, folks. So if you keep hearing us sort of dejectedly talk about how Taylor keeps winning stuff all the time, you could get behind the curtain and kind of see how he does it by getting some one-on-one coaching with Taylor Moss. If you go to the rec.poker/shop, you can see some coaching offers there. Chris Jones, myself, Tim Fritz, we do some group video analysis, that kind of thing. There's lots of different ways to get connected with our Wrecking Crew wreckers and find some one-on-one or group coaching opportunities to help you elevate your game. But yeah, Taylor's a freaking beast, and congratulations to him. Just goes to show that Epic Poker League, they knew what they were doing. So look at all this that has come from that. It's remarkable.
He's not doing it again next year. We're gonna stop him. I've shifted around some schedule now. I am coming for the No Limit Hold'em because I was not able to play in it much this year. So I'm coming. Also,
remember, next year we are only counting the top 10 scores. So you have 2 that you can miss and it won't count against you. Of course, playing all 12 lets you also have bad luck on the couple.
Yeah.
So I would encourage everyone to play as many as they can.
Yeah, great point. But it won't be quite as eliminating if you have to miss 1 month. So do circle those first Wednesdays of the month, and don't miss out on that. It is a lot of fun. And the second Wednesdays for the Mixed Game one. Yes, that's right. And actually, I'm going to call my shot right now. I'm calling Taylor Moss will not win both the No Limit Hold'em Player of the Year race and the Mixed Games Player of the Year race next month. I'm calling it. I'm going to do everything in my power.
Yeah.
As
a competitor,
I'll call that
table.
One with you.
Yeah. He's not doing it. He's not.
We might have some wagers here.
He's not doing it again. It's not happening.
Not doing it again. You guys don't have to record our training material with him. The guy is insufferable. He's already guys, I can't.
I don't know.
He's not
how much
here.
Are we thinking here?
He's not here right now.
Yeah.
I will give him a $100 wager to his $1.
Whoa.
That he will not win both of them.
Wow. All right. So a little extra motivation for Taylor. And trust me, Taylor would like that might just be what gets him juiced enough to do it because he enjoys the competition as much as anybody.
I didn't think about that. That might actually motivate him.
Yeah.
Is this truly 100 to 1, or is it just $1 to 100?
Yeah,
I think it's too late to retract the bet. It's live on air, so I mean, it's already out,
100 to 1 based off a $1 bet. There's that makes sense. I get
that is right. Pretty good odds.
In other words, I am not accepting more than $1 worth of action on that bet from Taylor.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, we got one question here. How many players played in the Tournament of Champions that I won? It was a decent group. It was like 18 or so. The reason that one was an asterisk is because there was one scheduled on Sunday and one scheduled on Monday for some reason. It was just like a typo thing, so people weren't like forced out of one or the other. So it wasn't like it wasn't like a super asterisk. It wasn't like an asterisk. But yeah, it
wasn't where.
I would call it a super asterisk. I think that was a super asterisk.
I think once you say asterisk, you're saying asterisk, and there's no, that's just it. I mean, there is no such, there's no degree of
super asterisk.
Yeah.
There's just asterisk.
There's no
for
degrees.
No
Well, no, the first bronze pin I won, that was a super asterisk because the tournament just got canceled like halfway through, and I happened to have the chip lead at the time. And so that was a super duper asterisk one. I didn't even accept that pin. Luckily, I won another home game that month, so it all just kind of got swept under the rug.
So if we want to talk about degrees of asterisk, I do believe there are degrees. And the tournaments that night, what it amounted to is PokerStars had a reboot, and only those people who had registered for the tournament prior to the reboot were able to play. And there were about 9 or 10 people in that asterisk TOC that never occurred. But there was the normal nightly game that 3 people had registered for. And not to, throw shade or anything, but that may or may not have been someone's 45th victory.
Oh, right.
Yes. And that was, now to his credit, he played heads up in all 3 tournaments that were held that night.
Yeah, that's insane.
So we had the 2 of them were against me.
So is he? This should have been easy. How'd you win, John?
I don't know how he didn't manage to win all of them, but anyway.
Oh, that's great. Well, yeah, the ascent of Dave Westerveld continues. At this rate, there's like 11 days left in the year. Good Lord! I hope he at least has the good grace to wait until 2023 to win that to be the first one to win that gold pin. But we are all waiting with bated breath, my friend.
Don't worry, John. He beat me heads up in the heads up tournament. He got quads against my kings. So
no quads.
Yeah. So I can't beat him either, John. So
yeah. He's got the touch. All right. Well, let's see. I think we've dragged these poor folks through far enough of this back behind the scenes tomfoolery. Looking at the food bank list, Chris, it looks to me like Phil is first, then Josh, then Dave, then Mary, then the RRRCCC, then Michael. That feels like 6. I think it's 6. It's a natural 6.
A natural 6. I got a natural 6-sider right here.
All right. Don't roll a 1. Don't roll a 6 either, because you're the one that always rolls 6s. We want something in the middle here, please.
5. That's
5 spots.
That's what I should always be rolling, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I got good news for the RRRCCC. This is not their first time winning here on the show. Congratulations. You know the drill. Send me an email, jim@rec.poker. So you've won your choice, and this is what we're doing every week now. You can either get a free month of premium membership at rec.poker, or if you're already a premium member, you can get you can take that $15. It only costs $15 to join for a month at rec.poker premium membership. Is that right? 15? Wow, what a steal. If you're already a premium member, you can take that $15 and apply that towards a coaching credit. Any of the coaching material or services that are offered in the Wreck and Crew shop, you can take advantage of that. Take $15 right off the top. But the other thing that you might be interested in, the RRRCCC, is that we're also giving people the chance to sit in on our monthly play along deep dive seminars. This is something that Chris Jones runs every month. We take 9 members, 9 lucky folks. They get to play for about an hour or 90 minutes under a simulated tournament circumstance. We record that play with the cards up. Chris gets to see everyone's cards as they're playing. No one else does, though. And then we cut up, well, Chris almost exclusively cuts up a seminar based around the theme that month. And we get some amazing feedback from Dario Carney in particular, who takes one of the hands that was played, runs it through a solver, and adds his own expert analysis. So one of 9, so these 9 players, they get to play, they get to have their play critiqued by Chris and Dara. And it's obviously just a fun time as well, because we're a pretty social group. We tend to have a little fun as we play, but it's a fantastic opportunity to get some really expert feedback on your game. So send that email to me, jim@rec.poker, and we will take care of you, and you can have your choice between all those different wonderful options. We got a comment in the chat here, Rob. What page should we get to in the book study this week? Because we had our first book study session last week, and it was a huge hit. We got tons of people out there. I was excited. That was a lot really fun.
Yeah, we got through optimal play number 1. So we're going to be starting with optimal play number 2, which could take us the whole hour. But if we are able to get through that one, we will start the optimal play number 3. So, and I've got the slides all ready to go all the way through that if we get that far. But I'm not very convinced that we're going to be doing it.
We tend to find a few rabbit holes. Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's a lot of nuances in what Matt Matros is teaching us right now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of different than looking at solvers and those types of things. So it opens it up for a lot of interpretation. It's not just black or white. There's a lot of gray in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim Gibson, yeah, I'm sorry, buddy, you just missed the food bank cutoff there. You're gonna have to enter that. Well, I was gonna say next week, but next week is the special Phil show.
Phil episode.
So yeah. I think
he wins all the prizes that night. Nobody else can win prizes that night. It's just
just special ones just for Phil. So you don't want to miss that one, Phil. But everyone else, you wouldn't really like it. You should probably go spend some quality time with your friends and loved ones. But Phil, yeah, don't miss that one. Circle that one. The 26th, Boxing Day, Phil Razor special here on the RecPoker Podcast. All right. Well, I guess, is there anything else that we want to talk about in RecPoker land? I mean, there's some exciting stuff coming up in 2023. Marek Madness will be here before we know it. We're giving away a lot more prizes with the newsletter and some other things around the website. We've got we introducing a new Wrecking Crew member. You saw Joe Coolis in the chat here earlier, but we're going to get to know him a lot better after the holidays. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to closing the books on 2022 and seeing what the future has in store. I don't think we'll hit 2,000 members, but I am so freaking pumped to have gotten over 1,000 members. That feels like one of those things that, for real big organizations, that probably doesn't seem like a lot. But for a group like us, 1,000 members, like, I'm going to have trouble sleeping tonight. That's pretty freaking exciting. Oh, yeah, and Phil's got a birthday coming up in January. I know he's heading down to Vegas. And if you win a tournament, he's going to buy me a new hat. Well, then I've got even more reasons to cheer you on, Phil, which would be one reason. So that's excellent. We're really climbing. We're climbing. That's a great ascent. Yeah, Jim Gibson says Phil is the prize. He's so true. So true, Jim. You got it all figured out. All right. Well, is there anything else that we should titillate and tantalize our members with before?
Well, I'll just do a little. I'll do a little quick Twitch plug.
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna keep doing the stream Friday, Saturday, Sundays. I stream the internationals on Saturday. I usually stream both, and I usually play a bunch of small mid stakes. Friday, we're having tons of fun, just hanging out, playing some tunes. And then Sunday, I just grind the normal Sunday tournaments. So yeah, feel free to hop in. I appreciate all the support. Lots of Rec Poker people are there, so it's good to see everybody in there. And I'm looking forward to continuing in the new year and incorporating more of Rec Poker in what I do on the stream. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you have such a fun show. Like, you have such a fun time when you're up there. You sure wear your heart on your sleeve, and you can tell that people are really enjoying it.
People are picking apart Daniel at the WPT, you know, for knocking over the camera guy. Like, I feel like that would be me. Like, I see that and I'm like, that's me. Like, when I play, like, this whole area, like, I utilize the whole room. That's not very much space.
That's right.
That seemed accidental to me. Like, he just kind of like, he was kind of like, oh,
it was.
There was just the camera. I don't know. Yeah, I thought he was getting too much for that.
Yeah, they kind of ragged on him a little bit. I thought it was funny. Poor guy, poor cameraman.
Hey, Ben, spell it out for our folks if they're listening at home. How can they actually find you on Twitch? What's the easiest way? Well, what do they have to type into if they're old like me, what do they have to type into the search engine to find you?
So you can just type in Twitch. And go right into Twitch and type in the search bar. Just go in there and type in BJamin, so BEJAMIN 96, and you'll see me there. I'm also going to be doing some stuff on YouTube as well, so I'm going to be putting clips on there and just trying to get some more content and put together some fun videos and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to doing that. So that's all to come in the new year as well. So. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad we get to be a part of your poker journey here at Rec Poker, Ben. The future is bright. I know you're already making some plans for next summer, maybe that.
Possibly.
Could have some. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I'm fingers crossed.
Yeah. Gibber chimes in and says there's usually a weekly slam of some equipment on Ben's stream. So.
Sounds about right.
So tune in.
Yeah, definitely. So far, the mouse though, it's still in one piece. So I mean, the keyboard is all good. So I mean, we're good. Things are rolling. We're good.
Right on. Well, thank you to Ben for joining us, along with Chris and Rob and John and Joe here on the Wrecking Crew panel. They are the lifeblood of this Rec Poker group. And thanks to Sammie G again for one of our greatest interviews ever, I think. For everyone in the chat and for you, the listeners, we couldn't do without you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.